All right, so getting ready to head out, and whoo, today been a good day, man. It's been a long day. One of them days where you have to. Let me see. Oh, let me go down here and just turn around like that. Since I'm so close. So I actually got a. I'm actually pulling a covered wagon today, and these are pretty cool. Um, Now today I actually want to talk about a subject, a topic that that has been talked about several times from several different people, and I think I done touched on this once or twice before. But really just want to put it out there, give some people some updated information because when you're in business or when you first start business, you have your perspective of whatever it is that you know you're doing your way, or your mentor who taught you doing it their way. You're doing it a particular way, and so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share with you guys uh, some of the pros, some of the cons of should I buy a new truck or should I buy a used truck? Okay. Now, a lot of you have heard me, well, some of you have heard me talk about when I first became an owner operator. Um, I hooked up with this lady, and this lady had like 90 something trucks, and this is the way that she told me, and I think this is still true to this day because she had those 90 trucks. She was super successful. I'm talking about super successful. So she had these 90 trucks, over 90 trucks. I think it was like 95 trucks. But this is how that went. So first of all, she started off, and they had got a. It was her and her husband, but I only met her, and so she started out with a used truck. Okay, once she started off with the used truck, um, what she said do was go and before the end of the year, go buy you another truck. And what that's going to do is that's going to offset your taxes. And let me tell you this: I'm not a tax professional, but you want to talk to your CPA, your tax person, tax advisor, whoever it is that you talk to about your money. But this is the way that she done it. And so what she said was, okay, you got your one truck. Let's say you buy this truck in like March, okay? Go get another truck, and which is a used truck, and you're gonna buy that truck before December 31st, whatever year, okay? And what that's gonna do, that's gonna offset your taxes. So once you do that, once you buy that truck, now you have two trucks, okay? Then the next year, go buy you another truck, okay? And then the next year, go buy you another truck. So you keep buying these trucks and different things like that. Now, one of the things is it just depends on how you want to grow. Okay? It depends on how you want to grow. Some people don't want to have multiple trucks. Some people don't want to be managers of people. Some people just want to some people just want to drive and they want to do their own thing. And that's fine. And they don't want to be in charge of nobody. They don't want to be in charge of brokering loads, or they don't want to be in charge of nothing extra. They just want a long nose Peterbilt. They want a long nose truck. They just want a real decent truck to where they can put some miles on it and they can keep it moving. And so some people, that's what they want, and I'm not mad at that. But I'm just talking about what she done. And so what she done was, so she did that for that same process for like the 4 years. So when she got up to like 5 trucks, she went and bought um 5 brand new trucks. Now you got to ask yourself the question: how did she go do this? Well, first of all, the more trucks you buy, the cheaper the trucks are. Okay. So she went and bought these trucks, and after she went and bought the trucks, she began to, put people in the trucks. But the key thing to remember in this is she had accounts. Okay, she had accounts. She wasn't looking on the load board. She had accounts, and a lot of times, you people will go out and go get a brand new truck and don't have a way to pay for the truck. Okay, and so that's one. That's like going out buying a new car, and you going out buying you a Mercedes that cost $120,000, and you work part time at McDonald's. Nothing working at McDonald's, but you working part time at McDonald's with the fries. Okay, no managerial position or nothing like that. So one of the things that you got to remember is, okay, she had accounts. Okay, so every year what she would do is she would go buy 5 new trucks. Okay, so buy 5 new trucks, buy 5 new trucks. Then after that, she got to the point to where she was buying 10 trucks, 10 trucks, and so they got up to the point to where they was like they had like 90 something trucks. Now, one of the things is this right here. Another thing to remember, okay, is that she had somebody who was over her maintenance. Okay, somebody who was working on the trucks and different things like that, which was her husband. Okay, her husband was a master mechanic. Okay, certified in pretty much everything. So whatever kind of trucks they had, this dude knew how to. He was a certified mechanic, knew how to work on these trucks. He was a diesel mechanic, plus he was a mechanic at NASCAR. He was a NASCAR mechanic as well. So this dude, he worked on these trucks and different things like that. So that's one thing to remember as well, because when you go out here and you start buying trucks, nothing wrong with you buying a truck. But the thing is, who's gonna work on the truck? Okay, or you're gonna be taking it to the shop. Now, some of the pros and cons to, let's say, having a new truck. Let's say some of the pros, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, because I want to hear what you got to say, and I also want to hear what type of advice that you have that you would give somebody if they were getting a new truck or a used truck. I want to hear what you guys are saying in the comments. Okay, so with a new truck, of course, you go out, you get you a brand new truck. First thing is this right here. Unless you're paying cash money for the truck, that truck payment is going to be through the roof. It's going to be high. And then depending on what time of the year or what year we're in, you may have a higher down payment for a new truck. I remember there were some services. You had some companies like Lone Mountain, people like that right there. Before the pandemic, man, people was paying like $15,000. You could put down like $15,000 for a brand new truck. And once you put the $15,000 down for the brand new truck, you can you can go get the truck, then pay for the truck, whatever the truck costs, and you can do that right there. So, but now, shoot, man, these jokers talk about putting like $50,000 down for a truck. Now, if you got to do it, okay, it just depends on your situation. Remember that, your situation. And so you got to ask yourself a real serious question: do I have the freight to be able to pull this? Do I have the capacity to be able to pull this? To be able to go get me a brand new truck, or should I go with a used truck? So one of the things is the payment is going to be through the roof. Now, a lot of women as well will go get brand new trucks because they don't want to be broke down on the side of the road, and I don't blame them for that right there. But um, but a new truck, and I know people are gonna say, man, I bought a new truck, and the engine came out, the second day or whatever. It was a warranty. So we've all heard those stories about trucks that get delivered to Swift or Warner, and then the trucks end up and they the motor fall out of them the same day when they get delivered. It's just unfortunate situation, but that's not for every situation. Okay, so remember that price tag. So there's going to be a high price tag for a brand new truck. Okay, but one of the things is that when you get that truck is going to be more reliable usually than a used truck. Okay, usually your truck is going to be more reliable than a used truck. Okay, there's also going to be less maintenance costs. Now, of course, we got the exception, but a lot of times it's going to be less maintenance costs. If something is happening on your truck, usually it's going to be a sensor. Okay, it's going to be a sensor, and so also these trucks are more like the newer trucks are more fuel efficient. So you go get you a new truck, these things, you're gonna be getting more miles to the gallon than you would a used truck because the used truck just done been through so much stuff. And of course you can upgrade your stuff and put this, the purification oil purification system on it, fuel system on it. You can put all these different extra stuff on it, but for the most part, we're talking about generally, it's gonna have a better fuel mileage for your truck or whatever. Okay, lower emissions level. Okay, so you're gonna have the lower emissions level because now these trucks they got the DEF and stuff in it, and if you was gonna get you a used truck, emissions are probably gonna be high. Okay, because there's not gonna be any DEF, especially if you get you something that's like um 2008 below, 2010 or below, um something like that. Yeah, but that's gonna be something to where it's also gonna be preference as well. Okay. So another thing is too, warranty. There's going to be an extensive warranty that comes with a new truck versus a used truck. Used truck, you probably won't even get no warranty unless you get an extended warranty. And so that's one of the things right there that you want to think about. Um, but also with that right there, remember is much more expensive, and these trucks as well are more easier to get serviced. Now, like what I talked about, I think in my last video, even though you have a warranty on your truck, yes, you can have a warranty on your truck, but with having a warranty on your truck, that don't mean that if you take your truck in today, that they're gonna see you today because they could be backed up. They may not even have the part, and so yes, you'll get your truck taken care of, but it may be a week, it may be 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what it is and what part is available on in the shop, and so that's something right there that you really need to think about. Okay, now let's say like if you're going to go get you a used truck is going to be way less expensive than a new truck is. Okay, now I done heard people getting trucks for $10,000. Okay, I even knew somebody who had a truck, but they wanted to sell for $5,000. Okay, and I'm gonna go into something that's gonna really make you think here in a minute, because a lot of times we just look at at the cost or the price, but we don't look at the long term. Okay, so getting you a used truck is gonna be way less expensive. You can get, like I said, I done seen people get trucks for 10,000. And of course that these trucks got those miles on them. But I also done seen some people get some trucks for 20,000, 30,000, 35, 40,000, 50,000, 70,000. You know what I'm saying? And these be good trucks. You know. Now for for getting a used truck, these trucks are, you really need to have you a mechanic that you know instead of taking your stuff to the shop, because some of these trucks may be, they may have been bypassed or something, um or deleted. Let's just say that. Let's just put it all out there. But some of these trucks may have been that, and so what you want to do is um, you want to make sure that you got you a mechanic on hand that can take care of you, that can take care of your truck, so that you don't have to be running up to the shop. If you run up to Kenworth, Freightliner, Peterbilt, Volvo, trying to get your truck fixed every time, man, that service charge just for them to look at it, just for them to hook it up on the machine, is going to be insane. And so you want to think about that. You want to think about that and see exactly what you want to do. Another thing is this right here. There's going to be less financial risk. Okay, it's easier to get out of if you get you a used truck. So if you get you a used truck, it's easier to get out of. So let's say like if you want to sell the truck, go ahead and sell the thing. You know, uh, but getting these new trucks and depending on the bank, the credit union, or the service provider that you go through, it may be a little tougher to get out of that truck than it would be say you done bought the truck cash money or went and got you a used truck. Okay, and a lot of these old trucks, um, they built to last. They more powerful. They built to last. These new trucks, a drop of rain, it get a drop of rain on it. A sensor is gonna go off. You know, these new trucks, if you driving and it's cloudy outside, a sensor may go off. I mean, it's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But there is a positive to it. A lot of times, with these new trucks, they're gonna be like more reliable, and you ain't got to keep running to the shop all the time. Okay, and so with these used trucks, there's gonna be more money spent in maintenance, more money spent in maintenance because now you got to think about, okay, if I got me a truck that's 500,000, let's say the warranty is out of, even if it's six, seven, 800,000, a million miles on it. Now stuff is getting ready to be changed out. And so you got to think about that. So you got to make sure that you got the money or the capital to be able to take care of your truck because now these trucks getting ready need to be changed out. There's certain parts in the truck that need to be changed out. There's going to be stuff that needs to be changed out at 750,000 miles. It may be time for an overhaul. So you got to think about that right there. So think about all of the money that you're going to have to be putting in these trucks, and think about, is it worth getting a new truck or is it better to get a used truck? Okay, and a lot of times when you get a used truck, you want to you don't know the history of a particular truck or the history of an issue or a mechanical issue, if it got a wiring issue. You don't know a lot of that stuff when it comes to used trucks because you're getting somebody else's headache. And especially if you get you a truck that comes from like a company like Swift, a lot of those people, or whatever company it may be. I'm just using Swift because they're one of the biggest. They're probably the biggest company out there. But you're gonna be having issues with a particular drug. And I think I think like people like Swift, I think they may keep good records, but at the same time, you never know how a person's driving habits were when they were in the truck, okay? And how they dog the truck out. And so a lot of times, man, you get these new drivers in here, some of them may be, um, some of them may be very cautious, and then the others, they may jackrabbit off the line every time the light turn green. They, boom, 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 you know what I'm saying? Real hard and stuff like that. So you got to think about that stuff. Um, and like I said before, there may not be a warranty or a limited warranty on your truck. So what you're gonna do if you have a major breakdown? What you're gonna do if the def or the engine or the turbo or the bushings or whatever goes out? What you gonna do? You got to make sure that you have that capital. I talked about that in my last video. Okay, then usually it's gonna be less fuel efficient. The used trucks are gonna be less fuel efficient. Okay, so you want to think about that as well because your biggest expense in trucking is going to be fuel. That's the biggest expense that you have, and you want to make sure that your fuel is not going down the drain because you're getting 4 miles to the gallon. And some people don't care about that. But you gotta, if you know your profit and loss, and you know your bottom line, you know that you need something that's fuel efficient to be able to keep money into your pocket. Okay. Now there's a like I was talking about earlier with not knowing the issues, the maintenance issues, and different stuff like that. Like there are different services out there like Rig Dig. Okay, there's a service out there called Rig Dig. With Rig Dig, it's kind of like Carfax. You can put in the VIN number. It'll show you, the oil changes. It'll show you if the truck been flooded. It'll show you all different type of stuff about the truck. So that's one thing right there that you can get. It's called Rig Dig, RIGDIG, and you can go on there. It's kind of like Carfax. You can go on there and see exactly what you need to see if you want to purchase you a truck, a used truck. Okay, because it has the history on there. Okay. Now let's go over for a minute and let's really talk about the cost of getting a used truck. Because a lot of people don't know. Now watch this right here. Let's say if your truck, you done got your truck and it's a used truck. Let's say after you done got your truck, you you done got this account or whatever, and this account goes from, we'll say something easy, Atlanta to Birmingham 3 times a day. I mean no, 2 times a day. You go to Atlanta to Birmingham 2 times a day. After you go to Atlanta to Birmingham 2 times a day, now you got this dedicated account. You making money and you're feeling good. But you got this used truck, and let's say you're making about $1,500 a day. Okay, if you're making $1,500 a day from those 2 runs, okay, going from Atlanta to Birmingham back, let's say it's some hazmat stuff that you're taking. If you're making $1,500 a day from that run right there, what you want, and let's say your truck breaks down, and you got to put your truck in the shop. Okay, how much is that going to be? Well, first of all, you got to think about, okay, how much is a breakdown? That's one of the things that people don't think about. Because let's say if your truck breaks down, and let's say it's in the shop for a week, now how much is that? You got 15, 15. That's 3,000 that you done missed just because your truck been in the shop for a week. So that's 15, 15. That's 3,000. 15, 15. That's 6,000. 15, 15. That's 9,000. And then another 15. That's 11,500. Okay, 3, 6, 9. 10, no, 10,500, 10,500. That's 10,500 right there. Okay. Now, if you want to let's make it more easier. Let's say $7,000. Okay. You done missed $7,000 worth of work. Okay. And so now, if you're used to a certain lifestyle and you're not able to maintain that lifestyle because your truck is in the shop, don't forget about how much. Well, don't forget about the money that you're making that you done missed now because your truck been in the shop. So now we're out $7,000. Okay. Then don't forget about your truck being in the shop. Okay. So now your truck is in the shop. How much is the service for you? How much is the labor? How much is the parts? Okay. Now let's say all that together might have been 35. Let's say it's $4,000. That's 7 plus 4. How much is that? 7 plus 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's $11,000 right there. So now you missing out on $11,000 because your truck is in the shop. Okay. Now also think about, let's say if you got a dedicated route. Let's think about the strain it puts on your relationship, the strain it puts on your business, professional relationship with the broker or with the shipper. Because how many times can your truck be broke down? How many times can you be in the shop before they say, you know what, we're going to have to go with somebody else? You see what I'm saying? And that's priceless. That's priceless. Because you never know how long you could have had that account for. You know what I'm saying? It could be one time because now they got to cover your route because your truck is in the shop. Okay, so that's something right there that you really got to think about. Okay, so you got to think about your truck, the potential. Um, hold up. Yeah, so you really got to think about the potential of your truck being, what's the potential of you getting a used truck and your truck maybe going into the shop and stuff like that. So if you got you a dedicated account, and let's say that's why I always say secure the bag first, secure the money first, secure the contract first. Because if you got the contract, then you go get a truck. Now, guess what? Now the contract is able to be filled. But if you go and go get something, then you going off of, man, I think I'm gonna just go get me a brand new truck and I'm gonna run it just off the load board. Hey, you're gonna be up the creek without a paddle. You see what I'm saying? And so you want to make sure that you have a dedicated truck that's dependable. And if even if your truck uh, does go out of commission or go in the shop or something like that, you want to make sure that you got you a dedicated mechanic that's close by that you trust that can take care of your truck for you. Because if not, guess what? You're gonna be going to the you're gonna be going to the Freightliner, the Kenworth, the Peterbilt, the Volvo dealership, and they're gonna be charging you $250 just to look at it, just to diagnose it. $299, $300, $400 just to diagnose it. You know, inflation crazy. You know, but they're gonna charge you that much just to look at it, and you're gonna have to pay that money. You know, so that's some of the things that you really gotta think about it. So I wanna know from you, is it really worth going to go get a new truck? And even if you were to get a used truck, let's say you was leasing your truck, or let's say you was leasing your truck, or buying your truck or whatever, or you went to the bank and got the money to be able to go get your truck. Is it worth it for you to be able to um go get you a brand new truck, or is it worth it for you to I mean, cause you gotta look at the whole scheme of things, the whole scope of things. I mean, I done talked to people before, and they didn't have anything go wrong with their truck. If they had a used truck, didn't have nothing go wrong with the truck. Only thing they was doing for the truck was preventative maintenance, like oil changes, different things like that, getting the thing lubed up, greased up, and stuff like that. And so it wasn't really nothing wrong with the truck, you know. And then the next year, it seemed like the bottom just fell out. It was something that was going on with the truck every 2 weeks. They'll drive it, there's something going on with the truck. And so that's something right there that you really got to think about. That's something right there that you really got to think about. And you got to think about if your truck, if are you are you really to the point to where you're gonna hold up. Yeah, so you really got to think about, okay, for this whole year, how much money did I spend out for my truck payment? Okay, for a new truck, if I got the truck with a truck payment, how much money am I spending out for a new truck every month? And what's the total for that new truck? Okay, now how much am I spending out for the used truck? Even though I might have, let's say I paid cash for the new truck. If I paid cash for the new truck, but I'm spending out 2,500 to $3,000 a month for the for the repairs on the truck, and sometimes it may be a little bit more than that. Just depends on what I got to get fixed on the truck. So you got to think about all of that stuff right there. Look at the numbers, because the numbers don't lie. Is it better for you to get a brand new truck, or is it better for you to to get you an old truck? And like I said, it's all going to depend on what has who been driving the truck, and what type of behavior, what kind of practices did they have while they was driving the truck? Did they take care of the truck? Did they take the thing to get regular oil changes? Did they take the thing to get maintenance, preventative maintenance done to the truck? Did they wait for something to tear up, or did they say, you know what, let me go ahead and change this out? You know what I'm saying? People that do that stuff right there, that's something right there. That preventative maintenance, that's something right there that will keep you in business. I always say you got to take care of the goose that's laying the golden egg, because guess what? If you don't, you ain't gonna have no more golden eggs. And if you do, you can always rest. You can rest assured that you're gonna have some more golden eggs if you're taking care of the goose that's laying the golden egg. So that's it for right now, man. This your boy L Boogie with the hoodie. You know I'm blessing the Lord. Highly favored, excited about you, excited about the word of God. My cup is running over, and I still want some more. How about you? And let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Holla at your boy when you see me in the streets. BB!